This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report. Mrs. Schlafly is an articulate spokesman in the media and before legislative committees on conservative and pro-family issues, and was named one of the 100 most important women of the century by the Ladies' Home Journal. And now here's the president of Eagle Forum, Phyllis Schlafly.
Every First Lady has to have a do-good project. Michelle Obama selected school lunches as her program. The first step was passing the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act. The law will increase federal spending on school nutrition programs by $4.5 billion over the next 10 years. However, there's a big problem. The children don't like the school lunches. This Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act is intended to improve the health benefits of kids' lunches by limiting the levels of sodium, protein, calories, and fat, as well as increasing the servings of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. The law also offers qualified children 3 meals a day at school and even extends school meals into the summer. This program is part of Michelle Obama's efforts to reduce childhood obesity. A recent report said that 1/3 of American children are overweight, and the cost of treating preventable obesity-related illnesses is at least $150 billion a year. The Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act is aimed at reducing both the rates and the costs of obesity. Here are Mrs. Obama's words when she took on this project, and I quote, "When our kids spend so much of their time each day in school, it's clear that we as a nation have a responsibility to meet. We can't just leave it up to parents," close quote. Now, should the government decide what kids can or cannot eat? The law sets maximum numbers of calories for students by age. Some students in Pittsburgh started a movement called Brown Bagging It to pack lunches in protest of their cafeteria's smaller portions and missing desserts. High schoolers in Minnesota organized a Facebook page promoting their cause and encouraging students to boycott the new school lunches with their own lunches brought from home.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Eagle Forum. Can we send you the latest edition of the Education Reporter? Just write Eagle Forum Radio, Alton, Illinois 62002, and read about what's working and what isn't in schools across the country and in your community. Write Eagle Forum Radio, Alton, Illinois 62002, or go online to eagleforum.org. Join us again next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Pastors, ministers, evangelists, and apostles, are you looking to convert your sermons from cassettes to CDs? Are you looking to edit your messages to create ministry series? Or do you want to convert your messages and offer downloads on the internet? Call 754-24-MUSIC. Call 754-24-MUSIC to convert your sermons to CDs. Don't let your powerful messages sit in the corner in storage. Digitize it, edit it, and master your messages on CD for distribution. Convert your sermons for iPods, MP3s. Edit your messages for radio broadcasting and internet streaming. Call 754-24-MUSIC and watch as God convert his people using your gifts. Call Rhythm and Gospel, 754-246-8742.
Rhythm and Gospel, fulfilling God's will on earth as it is in heaven.
Here's a reminder. Don't forget to add Guts to your Facebook and Twitter so you can text in, call in, or use a social network to voice your comments and opinions.
Now back to the Guts Gospel Show. Right here on your favorite radio station.
Around Christmas. I can remember back in my dad's church, this one used to be one of my favorites. Come on, Fire. Tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Come on. Tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere.
Yes, he lives. He lives, South Florida. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's Guts, Gospel United to Save, bringing you the information needed for transformation within South Florida and all over the world. A variety talk show with a Christian point of view, hoping that you will have the guts to tell somebody about Jesus. Had a wonderful weekend. Hope you did too. It's been fabulous, actually. And Sunday was the capper of it all. It was a beautiful message. And morning manna at the 8 a.m. service at the Fort Lauderdale Church of God in Christ, 744. By the way, let me let you know, this is James Fortune and Fire. Go Tell It Wonderful Child mix right here on Guts, Gospel United Save. I know we're a little early for Christmas, but I got to go ahead and hit it because, after all, we've got a few days, and I want to make sure that we celebrate in a very gospel way the meaning of Christmas. Although I tell you, Christmas music, we play it 24/7 because we're always celebrating Christ. But we thank God for you all tuning into the broadcast. And as I was saying, we've had a fabulous weekend. Elder Jamal Robertson brought a great word on the morning manna services, letting us know that we've got to have faith in God, and we thank God for his message and dealing with our situation and dealing with the fact that we ought to be at morning manna. He told us to tell folks that they need to go ahead and come on out to morning manna, and when you don't come out to morning manna, that means you're carnal. Yeah, that's right. If you have an opportunity to give God worship and praise and you don't take advantage of it, then you are kind of carnal. It applies to everything. Not going to Sunday school classes or going to Bible band. Anytime you eliminate things that are for your growth and for your spiritual growth, then you are carnal-minded because you're usually eliminating them. Usually, not everybody, but usually, you're eliminating them for something that is carnal, be it going to a job. And I know somebody said, but a job is excusable. Oh, most definitely it is. But however, that is a carnal thing. You're doing that for flesh reasons, not necessarily spiritual reasons. Washing your car, cleaning your house, whatever the case might be. Those are all carnal things. Or just maybe getting some extra sleep. Carnal. Then we had a great prayer, Sunday school, morning worship. And some people didn't like the drama that was being brought forth because Pastor Grimes kind of put it on the table. After all, he was installing his ministerial staff on Sunday, and he put it on the table. He put all the cards out. He didn't have any whole cards. He didn't have any aces in his sleeve. He didn't do any kind of hidden agenda. He didn't keep anything in the back room, but he put it out there, and he said, this kind of stuff can't be going on in churches any longer, and we will not we won't hide it. We won't cover it up. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to make sure and put the stuff that is going on, because sin has no business and sin can't be kept under the door. And you can't try to placate because sin grows in darkness. So he put it out there kind of plain and kind of bold. And I know some people didn't like the drama. Some people had a hard time dealing with it. But I tell you what, if you had a hard time dealing with it, then you must have something to hide. Because if you have nothing to hide, openness is a good thing because it keeps you accountable. It keeps you accessible. It keeps you honoring. It keeps you walking the walk. See, when you have places where you can hide, then you think you can do stuff because people do evil in the dark because their deeds are evil. In other words, their deeds are dark. They want to make sure that no one sees them. But people forget that God sees all things, and so nothing is really ever hidden. So we have to expose the devil for what he's doing so that somebody won't continue to live in darkness thinking it's okay as if no one knows. So it was an extraordinary Sunday day. And I know some people are listening and saying, I don't know if I could live under that. Well, you ought to try. Because, see, that's what you need to be living under. Something that keeps you walking in the will of God. Now, the Holy Ghost ought to do that, and your salvation ought to do that. But it's good to have people around to keep you on track. See, it's bad when you don't want to be accountable to anybody, because then sometimes you go and become reprobate. But that's another story. And then we go on into the 4 p.m. where we had the Harvest Reapers International School of Ministry, and we had the ordination graduation service, and that was a wonderful time. A class of men being ordained and being certified and being qualified and being appointed to be ministers of the gospel. And it was a fabulous time with that. And we had some fabulous food and fellowship with various communities. And we do thank God for all who were out there and all who came and all who shared their gifts and their talents with us. It was a fantastic day. And, some people get mad because I say things, but it's okay because I'm not shy about telling the truth. I kind of feel like Paul. I'm going to tell it as long as I can tell it. Now, I guess if you want to stop me, you're going to have to take my tongue out or lay me out so I can't talk or whatever it is, knock me out or whatever. But as long as there's ability to express it, I'm going to express it. And it may be offensive to you, but don't worry. It won't stay offensive long if you give it an opportunity to do what it needs to do. And, I talked to the men about living a life that is circumspect, and also that they ought to make sure that they have their home in check, because you may have an insecure woman at home. And I'm not going to deal with the insecure woman, because, see, we could talk about that for a little while. People need to have their